Welcome to Recovery Life, where we talk about all things recovery. I'm Jimmy Rogers, a drug addict and an alcoholic, and I don't care who knows as long as I don't forget. I had a good buddy named Kelly. He had about 18 years sobriety. I don't know what happened, but he relapsed. Shortly thereafter, they found him in a Home Depot parking lot, hunched over the steering wheel. He had been in that truck for about 2 days before they found him. Because of a relapse, he lost his life. He'll never be back. He'll never get another chance at life again. For Kelly, it's over forever. You know, he was one of those guys that had a lot of sobriety, and I don't know if he thought he was cured or if he didn't have time for meetings anymore, but you just never seen him around meetings anymore. And then next thing you know, he's hunched over dead in his truck from fentanyl. I had another buddy named Robert. Him and I used to do business together, and he had a son named Isaac. Robert had a beautiful home, wife, family. He had everything a man could dream of, and he relapsed, just vanished. They tell me that his son used to sleep with a picture of him. His son used to hold a picture of him at night when he'd go to sleep. His son was 7 years old. Isaac, he grew up without a father. He'll never have a father now. He'll never have a chance to have a father. I could go on and on with stories like this. I could sit here all night and tell stories like this. I've seen so many people die in the program that relapsed. How many children don't have parents because of drug addiction and alcoholism? How many parents don't have children because of drug addiction and alcoholism? I had another buddy named Frank. Frank had about 10 years sober. He relapsed. And he got some dope that wasn't any good. And he kept shooting it up, trying to get high, but he couldn't get high, so he kept shooting it up. He kept shooting more. He ended up messing up his liver. It killed him. I remember at Frank's funeral, he had a son that was about 9 or 10 years old. I remember looking at that boy. You know, it's a tough world. The boy needs a father, but that boy will never have a father. His father is gone forever. Folks, this shit ain't nothing to play with. Work the steps. Stay in the community. Go to meetings. Meeting makers make it. If you're going through something, you need to talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. Man, put that pride away. Make yourself vulnerable. Open up. Let somebody know how you really feel. Let somebody know what you're really going through. Because there are people that need you. There are people that love you. There are people that care about you. There are people that the world is a better place because of you. No matter what mistakes you've made in the past, no matter what mistakes you're going to make in the future. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and drug addicts and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Let me tell you a story. There was a boy walking on a beach by the ocean, and the tide had washed in starfish. There was thousands of starfish all along the beach. Went on for miles, and the boy was picking up the starfish, throwing them back into the ocean, because they would be killed by the sun. An old man comes along and asks the boy, "What are you doing, boy?" The boy said, "I'm throwing the starfish back into the ocean to save them." The old man goes, "Boy, have you lost your mind? This beach goes on for miles. You can't make a difference." And the boy continues to throw the starfish into the ocean. And the old man goes, "Boy, stop wasting your time. You'll never make a difference. There's thousands and thousands of starfish, and the beach goes on for miles. You can't make a difference." The boy picks up a starfish. He holds it up to the old man, and he throws it into the ocean. And he said to that one, it made a difference. You know, we all know people who are still in active addiction, people who are still alcoholics and drug addicts. They're still in our lives. Don't count them out. Everyone is redeemable. You know, I'm clean and sober today because somebody worked the 12th step on me. Somebody brought the message of recovery to me. You know, and so when we do that, you know, we don't just change one life. You know, the entire family's lives are impacted when somebody gets clean and sober. You know, a 10-year-old boy, he doesn't have to bury his father if he gets clean and sober. You know, my 3 friends that I mentioned earlier, you know, I don't know what they were going through. You know, 2 of them died. One of them, he's still alive, but he's out of his mind somewhere in California the last time I heard. You know, I just want to encourage you folks to do the 12th step, carry the message. You know, God, he's in the spiritual realm. We're in the physical realm. God's looking for physical bodies to move through. God wants to live through you to change the lives of other people. You will not find a more meaningful life than a life surrendered to God's will in the service of God. Make you a list of every drug addict and alcoholic that you know that is still in the grips of the addiction and alcoholism. Make that list. Pray for those people every day. You are the light of the world, a city on a hill. Don't think that God can't move through you. Maybe you think, oh, I got problems. You know, I got some bad habits still. You know, I got some things I need to change. Don't worry about all that. You just do your best. You just follow God, and all those things will get cleaned up. You are enough just as you are. It's okay to be imperfect. It's okay to be flawed. Progress, not perfection. I'm Jimmy Rogers with Recovery Life.